Hello and welcome back to the TorontoWebsiteDeveloper.com. I am Peter Worski, the Toronto Website Developer specializing in Drupal. And in this next video tutorial of our 10-part video tutorial series on the Drupal Commerce module, I want to show you how we can support multi-currency. To do that, we're going to look at two different methods, the first being the non-preferred method, the second being the preferred method, as it will handle dynamic currency conversion, whereas we'll have to define our own rate in the first version. But before we do that, you'll notice I'm over at TorontoWebsiteDeveloper.com/store. Here you can purchase my video tutorial series as I produce them and get them up online. You'll notice I'm still lacking a few that I've developed and haven't had time to actually produce and put up here. And this video tutorial series will become available hopefully within the next few weeks. But that said, each purchase that you make goes towards helping me to continue to develop these tutorials, keep them free and keep them frequent. As always, the more you buy, the more you save. If you don't have the money to make a purchase, but you do want to help out, please just give this video tutorial a thumbs up or leave a comment on YouTube. Both are greatly appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so to stay up to date with the video tutorials that I produce. Now, let's go back over to our local host /commerce. This is the site that we've been developing all throughout this video tutorial, or series rather. Now, what I want to do is dive right into adding some multi-currency support. This is going to be the non-preferred method. If you want to jump to the preferred method, we're going to go about halfway through the video tutorial and then get to that. What we're going to do for this first method is kind of, no better alternative. We're going to define a flat rate for multi-currency, and we're going to go ahead and apply that. So to do that, I'm going to go to store, configuration, product pricing rules. I'm going to add a pricing rule, and this is going to be convert US to Canadian dollars. The reason why it's US to Canadian is because I've enabled the Canadian currency under store configuration currency settings. We'll just open that up so you have an idea. You can see enabled currencies. I've got Canadian, and if you scroll way down, I've got US. My base price is US, so everything's in US dollars right now. I want to convert them to Canadian. And I'm just going to tag this as a custom rule in case I'm ever looking at my rules list and I'm not sure what I've done here. Let's go ahead and save that. Now what we're going to do is add a condition. And so this is going to be a data comparison. Let's go ahead and for data selector, we're going to choose a commerce line item. We're going to choose the unit price, and we're going to choose the currency code. We're going to go ahead and continue. And so this equals, and we're going to say USD. So if it equals USD, we're going to react to that. Let's go ahead and save this. I'm going to go ahead and add an action. And you'll see down here, commerce line item, I can multiply the unit price by some amount. And I'm going to multiply that by 1.1 because US dollars are worth a little bit more than Canadian dollars. And so it's going to be the base price, and I'm going to round up. That's fine. I can go ahead and save that. Before I save this rule, I'm also going to add another action. And this is really to support other currencies that use other currency symbols. It doesn't really apply to US and Canadian dollars. But if I wanted to change that currency symbol, what I'm going to do is convert the price to a different currency. And I'm going to select this, and the only other one that I have is Canada, so we'll go ahead and save that. So dollar sign is going to be the same between both, but if it wasn't, this would support that change. So I can go ahead and save these changes. Go back to my home page, and you'll see here that now I have 55 Canadian dollars, 11 Canadian dollars. What you'll notice is I don't have the ability to switch between and to do that easily. Now, you could set that up using this rule, but there's really no point in doing that. This is where the other module, Commerce Multi-Currency, comes in, and I'm going to show you how to set that up. So rather than show you how to configure a rule here, what I want to do is I want to show you the multi-currency module because it will provide us that functionality out of the box. So just going over here, you'll see I'm at drupal.org/project/commerce multi-currency. This is the module itself. You can go ahead, at the time of recording, there's 7.x 1.3. And so I would recommend using Drush to get that. So you'll notice I was doing some work here before, but you would go Drush, DL, Commerce, Multi-Currency. That would go ahead and download the module for you. I've already got it. But what you can also do is I'm just going to add a -y flag because I'm going to go back here and I'm going to enable the module. So I'm going to enable this on my site. The -y means that I don't have to enter Y when I get prompted to, do I want to enable this? It will do it automatically. You'll see that in a second. So there we go, there's the prompt, and then you'll see it's automatically enabled. So now I can go back to my site. I'm just going to reload my page here. Actually, maybe I didn't need to do that because I'm going to go back to rules, and I'm going to, first thing I'm going to do is go back to convert USD to Canadian dollars. I'm going to delete that because that will still convert the price, and we'll never see our actual multi-currency module in action. And, so if you're following along and you're working on this and you can't figure out why the conversion is not working, it's because you probably have that rule enabled. like I did the first time I tried to record this. So you'll see here we've got two rules being set out: display the currency specific price and set the currency price. Those come from the module itself. And now if you go to store, configuration, currency settings, you'll see I've got two other options here. So let's go to currency conversion first. As I mentioned, this is dynamic, so it will pull rates from the European Central Bank, which is kind of nice. You can also hook into other banks, but this is, for the most part, will serve your needs. So go ahead, leave that the default. And what you also want to check off is synchronize the rates on save. You can also do this on a cron run or something, or set up a rule to do it, but it's just easy to do it, synchronize on save. Obviously, if this is a production site, you want to have this done regularly, so you might want to do that on a rule or something. Here, we're going to synchronize all rates. We only have the one Canadian, so that's fine. We just synchronize this conversion rate. Go ahead and save the settings. You see it goes out, gets the rate. So we're at 1.09 or 109.57. And last thing I'm going to show you here is the currency handling, the new tab that's created. So basically what multi-currency allows us to do is to react to the current price field that already exists. However, if you want to define specific multi-currency prices for products in a specific product type, you have that ability here. What you can do is you can enable the Canadian dollar price and the US dollar price for, say, pictures or products or t-shirts or that kind of thing. The one thing I would flag here is that this will create the field for you. If you want to disable this module after, and you've already added some of those values, disable these fields. Otherwise, those fields that get created will be locked and you can't do anything with them. You'll have to re-enable the module, uncheck these, then resave it. So that's just a word of caution there. I don't know why you would want to disable the module once you have it enabled, but in the event that you do. So let's go back over to our home page here. And one of the things that I kind of cheated, what I wanted to show you is if you go to blocks now, you can scroll down, you'll see you got currency menu selector. And what I've already enabled is the currency selector. So grab the currency selector, put it in your sidebar or wherever you want it to go. For me, obviously, because I'm using default themes, I'm just going to put it in the sidebar first. And now when you go back to your home page, you can see I can choose Canadian, and it will actually convert the price. So now it's 54.79 Canadian as opposed to $50 US. And that's it. That's really what Commerce Multi-Currency provides you out of the box, which is kind of cool. You enable the module, get it going, and it will convert the prices for you. Now, in terms of what I was talking about with the multi-currency specific fields, let's go to t-shirt. Let's enable the Canadian and US price. Save that. Now, if I go to actually create a product, go ahead and add a t-shirt. You can see product SKU, just, test SKU, whatever, test. And here I've got the price in US dollars is 10. And for whatever reason, I know that the price should be double in Canadian. I can enter that in 20. And I've still got the defaults here for 15. And I can go ahead and choose my color and that kind of stuff. The reason why I've got the default is because if you actually go to store configuration, or I'm sorry, store products, product types, t-shirt, manage fields, you see that I've got price here on the third. And I'm not sure if it'll allow me to delete that. Yeah, I didn't think so. But what you would want to do is you can provide a default price, provide US, Canadian. You just want to make sure in your actual, when you're adding the product display, like the shirt display product, if you go to content types, you go to manage display, you want to make sure that you're only choosing, the product price here and one or the other. Make sure that it's only visible in specific contexts, because otherwise you're going to see 3 different prices and confuse your customers. But again, that's pretty much the tutorial. I know it was quick, to the point. I wanted to keep it as fast as possible. Multi-currency is pretty easy with Drupal Commerce. Again, if you have any questions, leave a comment on YouTube. And as always, if you haven't, please give this video tutorial a thumbs up if it helped you. Thanks very much for watching.